Greetings, everyone. Please give me a moment, make sure everything's button. Going, button. Those. Let me double check my other computer, make sure live stream's good over there. Disable the OBS preview to save some resources. Looks like everything's good to go. So let's go get started. Don't have a whole lot of replays, so we're gonna have to make do what we can. Hope I found some decent linked ones. Seems a little bit. Oh yeah, that's sensitive. There we go. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another HPowers 3 replay. So on the north side as the blue Chinese, we have Alistar Peter. He has a monkey, Uber. On top left side as the red French, we have Carp underscore. Go before and after. Looks like red does find some goats. There's some goats in the map. Blue will claim a goat. We'll get the other goat. Duber is in fast approach. The scout could shank Duber. And blue will claim both those goats. Very good. And nice thing about getting the livestock as Chinese, their villages can be used to fatten up the livestock. So buying the livestock, it can be very useful. Looks like the Apache Scout and Duber now engaging. Duber has 6 damage, while the Apache Scout has 5 damage, but more health. Let's see, 20% more damage, while having 25% less health. I think the Scout will probably win that fight then. But it looks like the Apache Scout had less health. Maybe he was overall losing the fight. Can't really say exactly for sure. And it looks like some of these snow leopards were going down, and we'll steal the snow leopards' stockpile of seeds. They're going to start a farm and take the steady life, you monster. When it comes to decks, looks like the Chinese player has selected a deck called Disciple Rush, so it's going to see some Disciple play. We got T Export, we got Northern Refugees, we got Year of the Tiger, which give 2 disciples. For each 2 disciples you lost, you get a pet white tiger, a Wagner, and Inferior, Wood, Coin, Chuko News, Mandarin Duck Squad, Wing Pikemen, Step Riders, Flamethrower Castle Rickshaw, Diplomatic Intrigue, Fire Rat and Shield, so he has access to 2 flamethrowers in this age. Wood Coin, Arquebus, Shangdo Swordsman, Turtle Army Combat, Iron Flails, Buying Army, Iron Cap Prince's Army, delivers 12 Shangdo Swordsmen and 2 flamethrowers. Intervention, Iron Manchurian Cavalry Archers, and Infinite Flying Crows. The French is eyeing for no nats, so guess no natives deck, which involves couriers, Team French Auxiliary Combat, Pioneers, Economic Theory, Land Grab, Akin Regime, which are natives. Couriers, Wood Coin, Crossbow, Native Warrior Combat, so I'm not sure what the no nats mean. Wilderness Warfare, Advanced Arsenal, Spice Trade, Coin, King Senglei's Riflemen, Cavalry Combat, Falconets, Fort, Royal Mint, Refrigeration, Couriers, Heavy Cannon, Factory, and Factory. Both players have shown available. Chinese player has gotten T Exports. Anything else is something you don't really go for immediately. Furious is something you could go early on, which will provide natural food sources, provide 20% faster gathering rate and yield. 15% from hunted animals, 20% from berry bushes, and increase the yield by 8% by hunted animals, 10% for berry bushes, and also affects cherry orchard, blueberries, and that stuff. Is aging up with the White Pagoda, which I believe is the disciple landmark. Upon completion, increases stats of the Shaolin Master and disciples, and the latter's unit train limit. Give him 4 disciples. And his opponent has aged up. I'm not sure what it was. He has now the Royal Embassy now viewed, going for some Royal Musketeers. And oh, we got a Proxy Consulate, Proxy Monastery, and a Proxy Village. I didn't realize that until now. Hopefully the Royal Musketeers have decent siege damage. I don't know what they been eyed to age up with. Maybe find something involving these wood shipments, perhaps. You got Duber here. Duber can start beating up the Apache Scout or engage Duber. You gotta have a good number of Royal Musketeers. They do have a pistol charge attack, giving a pretty nice first strike attack, double damage first attack. You have the disciples there shipped on in. One of the disciples did take a nice shot there. Disciples do have 14 damage and 112 health, small range assist. He's going for more Royal Musketeers. The Royal Musketeers they have 19 siege damage, just slightly worse than regular Musketeers. And we do have some more Duber monks. Monks are beating up Duber. They do get some critical strikes there. Got these Royal Musketeers. They do get a volley there onto the Explorer or the Shaolin Master. And now I do have a shipment of Chuko News brought on in. Yep, just times 8 Chuko News. So he does have a decent amount of disciples and of the Chuko News. Disciples are classified neither heavy nor light, if I remember correctly. Actually, they're classified shock. So the Royal Musketeers will do more damage against them in melee. Chuko News, however, are Archaic Archer, light infantry, so they will do bonus damage versus heavy. And they do at ×2, so they have skirmisher multipliers, not regular crossbow multipliers. So those will be pursued. Red needs to start getting some reinforcements. Has a round of Royal Musketeers. He does have a build limit to them of what, 15? So we will have a small elite corps. It's now bringing a shipment of crossbows, which will not be useful against the disciples since they're classified as shock. And additionally, Chuko News are light, so that'll be neutrally effective. We do got now a round of Step Riders. It looks like increasingly the crossbows there are not great. And he has no other military shipment. He went for that because he needed something, and it's not a great shipment in this one time. But has also gone for a round of Repentant Monks, which are classified as a light infantry unit. They do cost... They have 3 population. They are not classified as outlaw, but they're basically outlaw. If this makes any sort of sense. So the Repentant Monks will be useful versus those... What's it called? Royal Musketeers. Going for more Royal Musketeers now. And now do got the French Expeditionary Company. So, oh yeah, he has allied the French to engage the French, and we'll get a round of Grenadiers, which will be very useful against his opponent's infantry. And the militia are down to 1 health, so the grenades can quickly clear out the militia. They just have to scratch them, and then they're down. Howdy. Step Riders do have good siege damage. I am not interested in any artwork. Market taking some damage. As I mentioned before, Step Riders do have 25 siege damage. Grenadiers do have 45. Disciples have 6. Chuko News have 3. And I don't even think that's 3 times 3. It could be just literally just 3. And now we do have the Mandarin Duck Squad getting more Chuko News and a flamethrower. So right now, red or blue will have good amount of anti-heavy as well as good anti-AoE. Well, just provided some good AoE. He could go for a shipment of Rattan Shields. That's more shock infantry. Sorry, just had to clear out the spam bot. We do now have the training post going down. Training post and Explorer goes down. Red is soldiers back into a corner. We do now have the 5 precepts research not being pulled on out. More couriers and Hussars being pulled on out. Hussars will probably be generally pretty good. They won't be countered by anything, and they will have a number of units they can counter. But yeah, more Hussars are definitely a good idea. The shock infantry and step riders are neutrally effective against each other, but against Chuko News, they will do bonus damage. Or take less damage. Honestly, deal bonus damage. But for more couriers, more Hussars now being pulled on the field. The French has 22 villagers, his opponent has 24, and he's getting more shipments. His opponent's getting more shipments in. Additionally, French villagers are better. We got some repentant horsemen, more outlaws, flamethrower engaging, Hussars pushing forward. Repentant monks are an archer unit. Got now some repentant horsemen, which are a light cav, which means they will do bonus damage versus the Hussars. A small number that's exactly what it needs. Villagers not charging way forward. The French villagers do offer good damage, or okay damage against whether it be at range or melee. He's forced bringing the militia. Chuko News soft trading way. Got the repentant horsemen still firing away. They do less damage versus villagers, so they can be relatively ignored. Hussars clean up this force. It looks like now let's bring in the Shaolin Master. Going for a round of plain pikemen. More repentant horsemen. Hussars now push way forward. The French player is going all in. He has 28 villagers, which is decent. He's out of resources pretty much. So the longer the game goes on, the better probably the Chinese player, but he's starting to lose some of his production. Bring out the sentries. They have a bunch of pointy sticks. Really just sharpen bamboo to engage cavalry. Repentant horseman there getting overran by the Hussars. Its melee attack is also... it doesn't look like it has a melee attack. But you can just pick off some of those Hussars. Does get a shipment of plain pikemen. Very good. They do offer 7 damage. So the French villagers are actually far superior to them. So if they can engage the melee, they will do just fine. He does have some Royal Musketeers and crossbows in the front line. Frenchman's at 27 villagers. He is putting more villagers. His opponent is in relation with the French, who wants to be with the French, and now going for more Grenadiers and Repentant Monks. Going for the Blanket Filters, and bringing the Rattan Shields, which are shock infantry. Additionally, he can deploy them from villages. They may get a nice ambush. There's the Grenadiers. Grenadiers do 50% less damage versus villagers, and the French villagers are particularly hardy. They have plus 100% health. Siege damage not good. Some Hussars now pulled on out. Here comes the Repentant Monks. He does have another round of Disciples. He has a good, decent force there. Grenades do connect, but it'll have a hard time versus the French villagers. And here comes the shock infantry. There's the Rattan Shields. They do have 16 damage and good movement speed. And now we do have the British allies. Perfect allies to deal with the French. Royal Musketeer taking some damage. But denied the Royal Musketeer production. which will be decent for Serapis Shield since they are shock infantry, as well as the Disciples shock infantry. But monks, of course, are light infantry, so they will not. They would take bonus damage from them. And Young Guard are, well, just AoE specialists, so they're just good for this infantry in general. Another shipment being brought in the Chinese, bringing the castle and flamethrower. More Repentant Monks for trade 4. They have only 13 siege damage, not great. Rapid Shields have 10, which is not great. Grenadiers have 45, which is good. Hussars for trade 4, they're receiving a bit of damage from various sources there. Did have the Repentant Monks engage the Royal Musketeers. But it looks like they're getting overrun by the Hussars. Some Disciples are punching the Hussars. Going for more Repentant Horsemen to engage the Hussars. Very nice. And we got more Hussars and Royal Musketeers not being pulled them out. The French villagers are taking some hits. Trying to force down the production. Town center did have villagers garrison. Did spot the flamethrower. Does do 5 times 4 damage from versus structures, which base damage of 5 is not too particularly good, but it will slowly whittle down everything. And honestly, 20% less damage versus cavalry is not a too big damage debuff. This goes from 5 to 4 damage. Shock infantry does a little bit less effective. Going for Wilderness Warfare. Town started taking some fire, literally. More Repentant Horsemen. His opponent's going for more villagers. He does have another round of Royal Musketeers being pulled up by this Royal Embassy. His villagers trying to torch down the castle. French Explorer goes down, villagers do pop on out. They're going to try to punch the flamethrower. Looks like not. Grenadiers may just want to keep on throwing grenades in town center. They have very little damage they can do versus villagers, and the French villagers are super tanky right now. Does kill out some of the Grenadiers. He does take up the town center there. Disciples getting some good damage there. Right now, the French villagers are super tanky and having trouble dealing with them. I suppose flamethrowers are good against villagers. After all, napalm doesn't really care what they sticks to. And it has no damage negative multiplier against a villager, so it'll start whittling down the French villagers. But it does explode. French down to 23 villagers, the Chinese up to 44, maintaining good village production, very nice. Bringing some Mongolian armies. He doesn't have Mongolian Scourge research to do bonus damage versus villagers, but a few times you really want to do that if the French guy for super tanky villagers. There are some Steppe Riders, as well as some Keshiks. Keshiks won't do much damage versus villagers. More Royal Musketeers. And the Royal Musketeers will rip apart the Keshiks, no problem. And they will, of course, take out those Disciples, no problem as well. The French players being stubborn. Just as stubborn as villagers. They're slowly being whittled down. But a good number of them are quite wounded. Maybe one of the few times you want to go for a priest. He does have a church here. Maybe a priest would be helpful healing up these villagers. Oh wait, there's a spy. I was not expecting a spy. He maybe... See, they do bonus damage versus heroes, of course, and mercenaries, but the disciples I don't think are classified as either. And he's been deploying out outlaws, not mercenaries, so they won't be receive bonus damage as well. So the spy, it's going to be particularly effective. Dependent monk, yep, says range infantry, infantry, land military, and light infantry, not mercenary. So yeah, the spy overall is a bad choice. Unless it really wants to Shaolin Master down. Speaking of which, you can get out his 12 tigers. Got a number around of red coats there. A perfect item to deal with the French. That spy does get socked in the face. The Chinese players clean up this gold now. Redcoats do have 14 range damage at twice attack speed, so they will probably do higher DPS versus the French villagers, especially when they have 40 range resist. Another round of redcoats there. More repentant monks push way forward, taking out the Royal Musketeers. Opponent's still going for more of the Royal Musketeers. He's very low in resources. Chinese player is still expanding his villagers. And the French villagers are starting to go down, taking quite a bit of damage. And red finally casts in GG. And that is the end of the replay. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. So I don't know why I keep on hitting F10. Nope, and that replay's not good. That's a little bit too sensitive. There we go. Greetings everyone, and Great here from another H-Powers 3 replay. Spawn on the north side as the Blue Dutch, we have a foreign name. Spawn on the south side as the Red Portuguese, we have Chef Sudatis 2, I think. Either way, looks like envoys over here. When it comes to natives of map, got the House of Yagalan, which can give you access to the Lipka Tartars and the Shock Rider. And over here, we do have the House of Vaza, which can give you access to the Royal Arquebus and the Muntazar. There's also mills. You can ally yourself with some native mills. We will be gunning down this marauding musketeer and steal his painting, Dwarf Coin. There goes his family inheritance. Red is Bunu Trade Post here. Deck selected just yet. And we do have a deck selected by the Portuguese, 1v1, which does include Federitas, Town Militia, Economic Theory, Wood Coin, Gunpowder Infantry Attack, Advanced Arsenal, Sustainable Agriculture, Cigar Rollers, so got some economic text there. Wood Coin, Constable, those hit points and damage of all Portuguese melee units, Caçadores, Team Gunpowder Infantry hit points, Dragoons, Dragoon Combat, Organ Guns, Fort, Refrigeration, Gunpowder Infantry Combat, Order Aves, increasing the range attack maximum range by 4 for Dragoons, Grape Shot, Heavy Cannons, Factory, and Factory. The Dutch has a foreign name for his deck, whose villagers, Rotterdam, Wood, coin, pikeman, infantry attack, team infantry hit points, hussars, bank wagon, religious freedom, wood coin, skirmishers, infantry combat, hussars, routier, cavalry combat, fort, fire, bosniks, routier, heavy cannon, sloop speculation, factory, and the envoy does go down. The envoy delivers his message, sock him in the face repeatedly, and then die. And guess what? He shot the messenger. You have a house there. I don't know why at first thought it was a livestock pen with all the fauna there. I don't know why. I'm just sort of stupid like that. Wait. Oh, this guy is wounded. I'm just going crazy. We do now the logistician being aged up and the naturalist for the Portuguese. Ancient scripture worth 100 experience.
Preparado? Qual é sua ordem?
Cristiano Donald Rodu Ronaldo Sue? I have no idea what that's supposed to be reference to.
Preparado?
Rise Explorer does take a bit of damage there. Horse covered wagon does get the 2 cows. Covered wagon's actually heading quite far up north. Gonna be pulling out over here. They'll claim and secure that land. Logistican's almost complete. Portuguese players tend to be a bit more turtle-ish.
Hello?
Military wagons on the one field and a halberdier. That halberdier can be used for torching down this town center. Blue does spot the town center, so maybe a good idea to send over the halberdier and maybe the military wagon in this region. Not to be aggressive to this town center, because this town center is very far from home. Bank wagon being brought on in. Portuguese player no longer building villagers. Barracks now going on up. Going towards on this town center. Maybe go for another round of halberdiers. He does have quite a bit. No, that's the Portuguese player. The Dutch doesn't have a whole lot of resources at the moment, including no wood, but he is going for a round of halberdiers. Halberdiers do have 36 siege damage, which is very good. You may need to bring out the town militia from both of these town centers to save it. He is bringing his next age up, going with a marksman. Yeah, maybe a good idea to throw out the town militia to make his way up here. And as they start advancing, then they bring out another group. So it decides to throw out this town militia group there. Halberdiers do have good melee damage. The militiamen have adequate. Granted, he is using auto repair ability, going for more villagers here. Another round of halberdiers. He really should have brought out his other group of militia. And then combine the two forces. He does not have the town militia research. He's at 15 villagers right now. He's been really skipping out villager production. Exponent in comparison does have 20. And now going for his first bank or second bank. Got a round of skirmishers there. Yeah, he probably shouldn't pull it as town center way too far forward like that. Now we have a stable. No defense against fighting against a good number of halberdiers, so maybe I'm for some light cavalry, the routier. Or no, that's Dutch. Portuguese the Royal Dragoons. There's another covered wagon. Does get around a Cazadores. Cazadores are basically just skirmishers with different costs, more of a musketeer costing. He's gonna pull out this town center here. And now we've got the outpost, or the trade post down. Veteran Cazadores taking some fire damage. We've got these skirmishers now pushing forward to engage. Takes out the Explorer. Dutch players are very far from aging up. Portuguese players now bringing a shipment of Cazadores. That'll be another 8. Brings around the Dragoons. Has a sizable army now. And his skirmishers are simply superior, being age higher. Oh, actually, veteran Cazadores have less health. That's quite a bit of range resist, though. 45% range resist versus 30, which may make them a lot less damage from these skirmishers. Let's spot this town center here and start torching it down. Luis was playing whack-a-mole. Now bringing the town militia from this town center as well. There's the militia, starting to bash them skirmishers in the face. Does have one village inside the town center, so it doesn't get too much extra damage there. And the town militia are actually just engaged in melee mode. And now the skirmishers are just being pursued. Looks like Red will hold off his opponent. Dutch is now eyeing to age up. He's pulling out nothing at the moment. Dragoons haven't really done all too much. We do now have the Exile Prince now being researched. Dragoons do find a volley there. The damage right now is 26. It looks like the Dutch has returned his Explorer. Townsend did fire there. Got around a militia here. Explorer's taking some massive fire. Militia and some even villagers are firing their shots. Villagers have 3 damage, is not great. Not worth to send them into combat unless they're trying to bash somebody in the head. Albeer is connecting a little bit on the Cazadores, but overall good market there by the Portuguese player. He does have a shipment available. I think the Organ Guns would be a good item. After all, who doesn't want to see a bunch of organs on the field? Now militia pushed by 4, they're at down to 1 health. Another round of Dragoons being shipped on in by the Portuguese. Well, the Dutch has 26 villages, opponent has 26 as well, so he has evened out. Of course, the Dutch do have 3 banks right now.
Preparado. Sim. Preparado.
That Dragoon takes a pretty good volley there. You're now another town center being caught by the Red Explorer. The Red Explorer is almost down. Does soft retreat away to avoid any additional damage, and it's going to continue building the town center. Skirmishers have 18 damage, 20 range, versus these guys that have access to 18 damage, 20 range, though he did get them slightly improved. Then the stagger formation mode as well. You have the Hussars now moving around. They should be able to take up the Explorer no problem at 55 health. Rumors have gone down, starting to torch down this town center. Dragoons need to leave the Costors behind. And Blue's moving around. More veteran Costadors are here. He does actually ransom his explorer back, so he's going to start continuing building town center. He wants this proxy town center. Now we've got refrigeration now being researched by the Portuguese.
Qual é a sua ordem?
Refrigeration's almost complete. The Dutch designed for more hussars, which will pose a threat or problem to... I'm out of rephrase that. I am completely out of it. Hussars will be countered by his opponent's dragoons, his current plot in view, but will help him counter the Costadors. So he's going to try to counter half a composition there. He does have the skirmishers that engage the dragoons and will be relatively equal footing to the Costadors, though he has gotten some increased health on them. Costadors still at 110 health. It's not too particularly great. At 110 health, you could actually get 3-shotted by Hussars, right? The veteran Hussars now do 36 damage. Times that by 3. That would be 100 and... No, that would be just shy, because 3 times 3 is 9. And then 3 times 6 is 18. So they'll do actually 108 damage. So they have just enough health to demand another shot from the Hussars. So if he gets a slightly more damage increase on the Hussar, they should be able to 3-shot those Costadors. Speaking of which, he's going for counter combat, which will slightly increase their damage by 15%. So that will greatly help out dealing with fighting the Costadors with his Hussars. The skirmish is being overrun by his opponent's Hussars, and he also has some Dragoons mixed on him. His own Hussars charging away 4, taking some damage. Costadors pushing 4. The Militia still has 1 health. Skirmishers focus on the Dragoons. Blue's Hussars are not doing all too well. He has no counter really to the opponent's Hussars. Other on Hussars now charging way forward to engage these Costadors. They should be able to 3-shot them now, doing 40 damage. That's pretty easy to do math. 4 times 3 is 120. Or 12 times by 10, 120. Another round of Hussars being pulled up by red. They're just regular Hussars, not even veteran Hussars. And Salvadors do also go down there. More Halberdiers being pulled on out, as well as more Hussars. Mostly these villagers getting killed off. Another shipment available for the Dutch. He's going for his Hussars. Honestly, Routier will probably be better to deal with his opponent's Hussars. There's some more Hussars charging way forward. Blue's skirmishers starting to get overran. We do have these Halberdiers actually connecting with the Costadors, probably because they're right next to their deployment location. The Militia, a couple of them still remains, getting some good damage. However, as we report those guys, the Militia will go down 1 hit. Red's Hussars are pushing way forward. Blue's Hussars are very well statted. 432 health, 40 damage. One only has the standard Hussars 320 health, 30 damage. So it looks like Blue's Hussars are just 33% more effective. Red over here has a bunch of villagers. Does get spotted by Explorer, and now got Blue's Hussars charging forward. They do 40 damage per strike. These guys don't have any upgrades, but do have a bit of melee resist. We'll probably get 5-shotted by them. Now I got some militia deploying field, as well as some dragoons charging the melee. Dragoons melee, or that was just range attack. Hussars overrunning Bread's villagers. Yeah, the villagers definitely get 5-shotted. They do 40 damage, 40 times 5 is 200, minus the 20% range or melee armor, puts it down to 160. Either way, we do have now these Dragoons taking some damage from the Hussars. Dutch player has going for Stream of Coin. And now got these Dragoons going on down. Hussars charge way forward, and I think Red backed out of the game. Yep, he lost his army, but he does have more villagers at the moment. I think Red backed the game. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And before I get started on the next replay, I do need to use the restroom. My apologies. One moment, please. My apologies, I'm back. Don't have a whole large number of replays from... Looks just 2. Oh wait, I've actually did this replay. My apologies. So I'm down to 1. I've got to delete this one. Or I've actually downloaded it twice. Yep. Hopefully there's a decent replay, a decent length. There we go. Much better. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another HPARS 3 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the yellow US of A. We have Stefan Suden, I think. Spawn as a Spanish ally, we have General Spades. Spawn as the red Sioux, we have Mr. Robit with 0s and 117. And as the magenta Portuguese, we have Rodro Arve 567? Question mark. Either way, it looks like blue is going to be taking the trade post down here. There are some natives on the map. We do got the Sudanese, which can give you access to the Sudanese Dervish, as well as some mercenaries, the Askari and the Sanar Horsemen, of a small investment of 50-50. And up here, just more Sudanese. We do have the General Hulk Hogan, and his teammates explorer is C-Say Purday, I think. Not sure what that means. And probably butchered the pronunciation. We got Coughing Clown. Wait. That's definitely a custom name, right? It sounds like a randomly generated name, but it's definitely a custom name, because I don't think that we ever used the word clown in the slate of names, of possible names. And over here we got Hoha Rodriguez. And I think that's custom since there's no space. Look, Yellow will be taking out that kitty cat to steal his ancient inscriptions. Either way, do we see a deck? We do have Law G deck, Villagers, Infinite Food, Infinite Coin, Yunkton, Capitalism, Villagers, Wood Coin, Pikemen, Rodealos, Cavalry Attack, and Cavalry Hit Points, Advanced Arsenal, House of Charmacia, Wood, Marvosier, Rodealos, Cavalry Combat, Lancers, Calabaros, Falconets, Refrigeration, Spanish Gold, Factory. For the Sioux, we got FF, so Fast Fortress, Villagers, Advanced Market, Winter Counts. Not familiar with this one. all units and buildings generate more experience when created, so just more experience. For the civilization who don't build houses, we got Woodwood Coin, Sutton Bowmen, Club Warriors, Axe Riders, Cavalry Damage, Great Hunters, Villagers, Wood, Wakana Rifles, Axe Riders, Cavalry Combat, Rifle Riders, Okala Soldiers, Santee Support, Two Kettle Support, North American Trade, Wakana Rifles, Akchita, Advanced Capture Mortars, and Infinite Bison. I've just been thinking about it. The more I think about the winter counts, you spend a shipment, but makes all your future shipments more expensive because that's how shipments work. And so this can have diminishing returns. It does improve building unit bounty by 40%. That's probably where you get most of your experience from, but US players going for a land team, which involves capitalism, French immigrants, Team Lewis and Clark expedition. Team reveals all treasures, resources, trading routes, and native settlements. Units' positions are temporarily revealed, and additionally ships a collection of books worth 100 experience to each of your team. So a bit of a rebate there with the book collection. Coin, Regulars, State Militia, Long Rifles, Springfield Armory, Hamilton Economics, Virginia General Assembly, United States Army, 54th Massachusetts Volunteers, U.S. Marines, Buffalo Soldiers, Rolling Artillery, Patriotism, Refrigeration, Polski Soldiers, Coffee Mill Guns, Cusco, how you pronounce that, Fortifications, and Minutemen Companies. We've got Militia deck here. And the Portuguese are Fast Fortress C, I have Organ Guns, Federitas, Town Militia, Exotic Heart of Woods, Economic Theory, Wood Coin, Gunpowder Infantry Attack, Fencing School, Navigation School, that's going to be useless here. Don't think you can pull a dock on the water here. Wood Coin, Halberdiers, Constable, Castadors, Team Gunner, Gunpowder Infantry Hit Points, Organ Guns, Ismos Field Guns, ships 1 field gun, ships 2 additional field guns in the Industrial Age and in Imperial Age. So since also field guns, you get upgraded field guns. Interesting. 10,000 wood, covered wagons, gunpowder infantry combat, organ guns, grape shot, factory, and Akin allies. You'll claim the Sudanese dervish there. Got 2 stables now being pulled out by the Spanish, so he's going to go for a cavalry deck here. Portuguese going for siege weapons. The Iroquois or the Sioux is eyeing for cavalry, of course. And the US player's going for militia. Now let's see, what do we have here? Orla Steam Engines grants early access to steam power. Trading routes may be upgraded to railroads and free at any age. There's a single railroad on this map, so that's a little bit iffy seeing that and opponents have 2 of them. Slater Textile Mills. Wood, it reduces it gives you a rebate for your villagers and will make them cheaper. Going for now bring in a shipment of regulars. Portuguese player has pulled out Proxy Town Center. This player is going a good number of regulars, and since there's no villagers nearby, the regulars can start torching it down. He's also bringing the state militia, capitalism, and hussars, and the wise woman. So team right sides both have fast fortress decks based on what I can see. The US player and the Spanish player are going to be aggressive. Bring the militia as well. Got a good number of hussars here. Oh, and also the US player does not have a trade post. So I'm still wondering why he went for, was this Massachusetts? I don't know which state that is. Maybe something in particular of the age up itself was useful, but I think that just all provides military wagons, right? Either way, yellow has a sizable force there. The Minutemen are actually, some of them are actually slightly wounded, so they got some sort of fight earlier. But either way, this town center will be torched down. Minutemen have low torch damage, but regulars have regular torch damage. State militia being plotted out. as well. So this town center will quickly go down. There's just a sizable army there. Portuguese players now eyeing for some barracks, maybe for some castadors. Has a church here for some divine intervention. Just hopefully he doesn't get too holy. I think that was Magenta's ping there. Nope, that was Yellow's ping, saying, let's destroy the trading post. Portuguese players eyeing to age up, bringing the town militia now. Going for the marksman, which will probably give him a round of castadors. Spanish player going for more hussars. A bit far from aging up. The Sioux was eyeing for some rifle riders, would do bonus damage versus heavy infantry. They both classify as light cavalry and heavy cavalry, so skirmishers will do bonus damage to them, but they will do bonus damage versus the hussars and versus the regulars, not versus minutemen. They're not classified as either. Bow riders, of course, just classified as light cavalry, which is a good idea. Not to mention the Sioux cavalry, both they're light. They're just cavalry, just pretty good. They're pretty well statted. Rifle riders getting tied up on the bison. You get some damage there. Regulars push forward. When the rifle riders go down, they're very important right now. They have the ×3 damage versus heavy infantry. So they have lower base damage than the bow riders. So bow riders are still better against cavalry. Rifle riders better against infantry. It's heavy infantry. State militia goes down. That was light infantry. And not to mention, regulars do have a little extra range, so they will outrange the rifle rider and the bow rider. You now got the Tokala soldiers now be brought on out, which will maybe be good against the infantry there. None of the Minutemen are wounded, and they will see bonus damage from the dog soldiers. Now got some more Minutemen being brought on out. Team left side still age 2, team right side are both age 3. And the Portuguese player needs to pull out something. It says his teammate. A number of Venom Castadors engaged regulars have to make sure not to get hit by the hussars. Bow riders do have good base damage, so it's fine enough that they hit the infantry. Now I've got the dog soldiers. They have 35 damage and plus 50% damage versus all infantry. Okay, it's not one of the ones that do less damage versus heavy. By the way, the Sioux has now lost his town center. Iroquois bringing some organ guns. Who doesn't want to see some organs on the field? Regulars being overran. Let's look at the hussars there. Sioux needs to start cutting the wood. He's out of town center. Can't bring any shipments. Does Red even have any structures left? A corral and a TP. Team right side has stabilized, but Red took a big beating. We do have now some Rodialos and some Hussars pushing forward. Rifle riders are going to be very good versus them, both. Rodialos are classified as heavy infantry, not shock. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Rodialos reworked to be shock infantry. It'll help me differentiate them from the pikemen. Now I've got some organ guns push way forward. It's a volley there. Looks like I having a bit of trouble hitting some of the Rodialos. Hussars pushing up here. Got some villagers here, nothing too significant. Sue's going for some food. Not sure what he's going to be eyeing. Going mass food, just going for rifle riders, just going to deploy out military units, not eyeing to go for another town center. Can't bring his shipment in. It would really be great if he could get North American trade to get extra gold for collecting up natural resources. And the various cavalry is now engaging quite well. The Tokala soldiers almost dead. Tokala soldiers now dead, but the rifle riders are doing quite good. Or the bow riders should say. You now have some castadors here. They will do bonus damage versus the bow riders and to the rifle riders. Oh, wait, no, that's his teammate. My bad. We do got a good number of pikemen here. They can receive bonus damage from the Rifle Riders. Got 2 shipments here, but no drop of location. Maybe a good idea to just go for a War Hut. Or maybe if his teammate can drop off ship him some wood and he collect it up. If he gets at least a War Hut, he can at least bring in shipments, which he is going for a War Hut. And going for a North American trade, I say, is going to be very good. Just get extra income. Don't know what else he can bring on in. Maybe 8 villagers? Yeah, 8 villagers may be very good to help him get colony back up and going. The War Chief is taking some damage there. The War Chief does go down. Organ guns and Kossars push me forward. Yellow. What does Yellow have on the field? He's starting to age up to Tennessee. Portuguese at pop cap. Spanish player going for more Hussars, which would probably not be very good against all the light cavalry they're fighting against. But would be good against the Cossadors. US player needs to start playing something. He's going for shipment of villagers. Maybe a good idea to just go for cavalry combat for the Sioux and maximize his existing cavalry on the field. This player has some resource to work with. Oh, there's an army. And with that army, you can get the United States Army. That was a horrible joke. Spanish player may need to just regroup some forces back here so the US player can have some support. But right now the US player needs to support his teammate. But there's the Organ guns. The Organ guns pose a big threat to those regulars. Round of pikemen there, which help engage. The Rifle Riders are getting hit. Taking out the Rifle Riders is very important because they do bonus damage. No, he didn't take out any of the Rifle Riders. He's going to supply out more and more Rifle Riders now. He's going for North American trade as well. Very good. He has 26 villagers. He has actually quite a bit of food right now. He's going for some club wars to go clubbing. I wonder, let's see, he does have at least 1 wood upgrade. North American trade does not really affect wood collection rate. It does good for fauna. Now the US players are pushing forward. Got the militia here. The amount of Hussars engage the organ guns. If he's over on organ guns, Red intercepts. Providing some mass there. Regulars don't really care what they shoot. So the organ guns need a retarget to this group right here, I would say. Hussars push forward. He does protect his teammates' organ guns. All 3 of them are still alive. Another round of Hussars there to pull them out. And there's still a good number of Bow Riders and Rifle Riders there. 1 organ gun does go down. The other one is taking some severe damage. He does not finish off the organ gun there. The general and a regular is still here. Got some club wars. They're primarily meant for bringing some siege support. They have 30 siege damage. Oh, the war dogs. Got a bunch of war dogs here. And they're getting some free bites there. War dogs are not necessarily half bad. Most pets are actually not bad. They are classified not as heavy nor light, so they don't take bonus damage from the skirmishers. Another round of Hussars there, able to run the Cossadors, and does take out the last of the organ guns. More Rifle Riders and Bow Riders pushing forward. Skirmishers are probably one of the best items to go against the Rifle Riders. Militia are neither classified as heavy nor light as well, so they're not bad. Ooh, sharpshooters. That's exactly when he needs to get out to deal with the heavy infantry. More sharpshooters would be a good idea. Cossadors getting some damage there, but also comes with some state militia mixed on in. And it looks like team left side has started to stabilize. Let's see, the Sioux doesn't have any access to any more villagers. Going for a walk and a rifle, starting mixing some infantry. Oh wait, no, he does have a town center, so Red can start getting some more villagers out. You now Polski's Legion giving 12 Russian Uhlans, which are guard variations, right? It says Prussian Uhlans, which is like the Royal Guard The Uhlans, which I believe only available in Age 4, so those may be guard Uhlans. Not to mention, Tennessee does provide some overmounted settlers, giving 4 settlers and greatly improving them in range combat and make natural resources last longer, so more Second Amendment. And Watauga Association outpost wagons, all existing in newly constructed outpost, provides 2 state militia, so there's a handful of free militia. Additionally, does also affect blockhouses, but he does not have the Russian-American company for that. Let's see. Portuguese going for more villagers. It has 28. Looks like the Portuguese player really wasn't producing villagers and all that. And now he's a little bit behind. Got a war hut here. Yeah, the Portuguese player has less villagers than the Sioux, who had no town center. The Spanish player has 35 villagers, starting to recover, and now villagers are able to collect up income. He's starting to get his economy back up and going. Sioux's at 30 villagers, going for more of the elite Wakana rifles. Here's a guard. Yeah, they are guard Uhlans. So these are Age 4 Uhlans. In which you can get them out. Enables them to be trained at fort, so you can get out some guard units in Age 3 at a fort. And we got quite a bit of villagers here. That is a little bit concerning for yellow and blue. Having this army there. Wakana rifles do offer, looks like just regular skirmisher damage, though their health seems a little bit lower. I think they're a little bit cheaper with less health. Portuguese player brings some culverins. Spanish player going for some hussars. And got some regulars there. Oh, I did see a town center wagon, a covered wagon. Yep, we got a covered wagon here.
Yes.
This player has not gone for U.S. Marines to get permanent militia. Oh, that villager gets gunned down. Red and Magenta push way forward with a large amount of light infantry and cavalry. Light and heavy cav. Just a yes form of cavalry. And now I've got the Uhlans charging way forward. Uhlans should be very effective versus these light infantry. However, they do have to go through the rifle riders still. Got some hussars up here as well. Red and hussars. Got some skirmisher or pikemen mixed right there. And the heavy cav do overrun the light infantry. There was not enough light cav to deal with these Uhlans and hussars. So team left side got an excellent counterplay there. And against all that heavy cav, it's better to go for bow riders and rifle riders. So now team, oh, 3 over there. Yellow's general does get taken out there. And we've got both the explorer here for some odd reason. In actuality, the warp chief does do, no, it looks like maybe just an Age 4, can do bonus damage against cavalry, or not cavalry, artillery. And we've got a bunch of missionaries engaging the war chief. Okay. And now the missionaries are healing themselves.
I'm ready.
Don't think I've ever seen missionaries engage a war chief before like that. Red's trying to go for a war hut there. Blue's going to say no. Got multiple outpost wagons now being pulled on the field. It looks like they are deployed at a discounted rate at 188. In which that should actually combo quite well if the Watauga Association gets some free state militia. State militia costs what? I think do it cost 80 or 100? If it costs 100, that means you do deploy them out of discount while getting free defenses. We've got some axe riders there being engaged. We've got some more champion Tapala soldiers. He has actually aged up. First industrial age. We do now the rolling artillery. We've got a good number of rifle riders there. Rifle riders, of course, will be good against the pikemen, but at this point in time, he needs bow riders, not rifle riders. Economic Theory, got Yunkton. More regulars and more artillery. Rodialos also people on the field. And we do have some more rifle riders. So the rifle riders will be good against the regulars, not versus state militia, however. The pikemen will be very useful in forcing down the war hut. Red and Magenta's backing on off and overrun by the heavy cav. And looks like Magenta's good off the heavy cav there. Rifle riders push way forward, getting some damage on the militia and the regulars. Got some missionaries here to support out the loose forces. Hustlers push way forward. The Sioux towns that are still down here, and some of his villagers may no longer be down there. Yep, the villagers migrating up north. He does have 28 villagers. 55 for the US player, Portuguese player has 36, and the Spanish has 39, so team left side has a pretty good villager advantage. Rifle Riders taking some damage there. Falconers will be very useful against the Hostadors. Really useful against the elite Rifle Riders, which also have a ×6 multiplier versus artillery. Isn't it usually like ×4 with light cavalry? Yeah, the missionaries getting gunned down. Oh, looks like these villagers getting, those walking on rifles getting annihilated by the Gatling guns. The Spanish explorer is about to go down. Hostars cannot do much versus the Gatling guns. And it looks like Red may be knocked out of game relatively soon, but he does have a good number of villagers up here. And he's building a corral, and does have a teepee here as well. French player going for more Rodialos. He's going for more villagers. Now we've got the US Marines who make his militia permanent. Doesn't give any stat increases, though I think it does give him some extra multipliers versus ships and artillery. Also makes their siege damage usable. Yeah, plus 200% damage versus ships and plus 100% damage versus artillery. Organ guns now being deployed on out. More Rodialos and Rifle Riders. This player is actually pretty close of aging up as well. Rodialos will not receive a volley there. Yell's trying to fall back.
Yes.
His US Marines cannot be healed up. They still cannot obtain the ability to be healed. They do also have an anti-ship attack that has 20 range. I don't know how effective it is. And not going to be effective on this map because there simply will be no ships. As much as I would like to try. You're now Ohio being researched. And these explorers have already get full health. If one goes up, the other one will go up, and it'll be a bit difficult to displace.
Hello.
Outpost wagons going up by the US player. I wonder how many outpost wagons he has, or outposts. He does have 7 out of 7,
Yes.
which means, okay, he does have them scaffolding on the ground. Going for more regulars. Magenta and Red are going to push the way forward. More Hussars, more Rodialos. You don't remember what Ohio gives in state cards. We'll find out soon enough. Outpost taking some damage. I wonder, he does have Watauga Association, so the attack got complete. Gotakas is free state militia. Rodialos getting overran. Ohio provides Putnam Engineering, 1 fort, 3 culverin, increased build limit of fort, and Ohio Supply Network, giving 100% more resources from trade routes, give more resources, and settlements give him experience over time. Magenta's force will get overran by the Gatling guns, but most Gatling guns are now down. Culverin trying to get one more shot off, does not. It does one-shot Gatling guns, it does 200 damage. Or is that 160? 160, I believe. So Magenta's army is now down, so is Blue. We do now have the supply network, and there's also team cards as well, so that does affect his teammate. And now going for the statehood research. Having Gatling guns now being researched, as well as more villagers. More Costlers not being brought in. Portuguese player has quite a bit of resources stockpiled up, but not really the village to show for it, honestly. Yellow Storm push forward. There's a good number of regulars here, so Rifle Riders will be very good against this composition. US Marines right now doing 33 damage. Militia do get affected by age ups. He may want to go for the Minutemen companies relatively soon, which will give him access to the conscription, which gives you more Minutemen. And they do in fact arrive faster than a minute. Now the Hussars finding good opportunity against these villagers. Red does have a war hut there to hide them away. The war huts are far from invincible. Oh, we do have a fort now being blown up by yellow here. The general looks like going to be building it. Royalo's being picked off, as well as the explorer.
I'm ready. Yes, what is your command?
And those US players are going to go for some mill technologies and shipping in some estates. Gotta get those plantations going. He does also have Cusco's fortifications, or however you pronounce that, reducing the cost of forts by half and increased build limits, so the US player can go for mass forts. Rifle Riders do take a volley there. State Militia will do bonus damage versus them. It does take quite a bit of free damage there. I don't think he ever got a shot back. We got multiple culverins here. The heavy Gatling guns health is not above 200. I'm pretty sure culverins do what? Yeah, 160 right now. If they get upgraded, they can resume to one-shot them, but right now they will not one-shot them. Yellow pings there with gold mine. We've got a gigantic flag there. And the fort going on up. Got the long rifles now being researched, increasing the range of state militia and marines. And also naval sharpshooters and commerce age. Very useful to get sharpshooters and commerce age. You make good use of that, I believe.
I'm ready. Yes.
Over and Falconet's taking a massive volley there. He's straight forward, trying over on the Falconet. Does run it. Oh, finished off. Dog soldiers charging away forward. Or no, those not dog showers, soldiers. Rifle Riders doing some big damage there. They have a general counter to all these units. Missionaries are classified as cavalry as well, but these guys only do bonus damage versus heavy cav, not light cav. Or cav. Yellow's force now getting cleaned on up. Rifle Riders are very good at generalist units, don't get me wrong. But there was a time frame where I was saying that the Bow Riders were better against all the cavalry they were fighting, but I can't deny that they are a very good generalist unit. They're right now not champion status, they're just still the veteran status. Yeah, so maybe a good idea not to blow out many more heavy infantry. He's not going for the Minutemen companies. And he's going for mass around state militia, which are a good counter to the Rifle Riders, since they only do bonus damage to heavy infantry, not light infantry. Minutemen are classified, of course, as I mentioned before, as neither, and getting conscription can be very useful. Oh, now it's going for the Sudanese trade. Which I forget exactly what that does. Red's also going for it. Let's see, gives him 2 Red Sea wagons. And can be researched twice. Build most buildings. I wonder if that can build US forts. If that can, that'd be a bit overpowered. Got a stable there. He just spot the US fort here. They're just saying he needs to claim that coin. General. Trying to torch down TP. Organ gun by the Portuguese. Got a good number of state militia here, and they do have a horde bonus of increased health. They offer 17 damage, plus 50% multiplier against heavy infantry, which they're not currently fighting. And 20 damage right now is not too bad. They are, of course, more of a cheap unit. Oh, they get a guard name of volunteer. Organ gun do go down. He does not have any more organ. Oh no, he does have 2 organ guns there. Javier's pushing way forward. Got the Spanish cavalry and skirmishers pushing way forward as well. Has some lancers, which will be very effective versus the Cazadors. Rifle riders are good versus the heavy cav. Okay, good multipliers there. State militia push way forward. Looks like there's still some organ guns alive. Was getting caught up on the Spanish cavalry. Should be mainly targeting the infantry. Only the artillery remains, and when the organ gun's about to go down, doesn't get a volley off there. Does get a volley off this one. Organ gun's getting overran. You have the Marines push forward. They have 42 siege damage, not bad. And since they're not heavy infantry, the rifle riders will have trouble versus them. Oh, there goes the same militia to that organ gun volley. The organ guns will be needed against the Marines. And there goes the organ guns. Looks like the rifle riders are going to get overran. The Portuguese players plant nothing. Looks like both players have back to the game now. This is Android saying thank you for watching, and on the next replay. As I mentioned beforehand, I am out of replays now, so everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest.